Hello and welcome to my new video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lex, and today I wanted to share with you some absolutely brilliant ideas for island layouts in Animal Crossing. We're starting with this beautiful island, which, look at the background, there's a rainbow today. What a cute little detail. Let's get into, oh my gosh, it's a double rainbow. Wow. In order to show you these layouts, I'm basically going to be walking around and kind of viewing the island, but also showing you the island map. So just immediately, an interesting thing about this island is that they've chosen to place one of the shops, at least, on the beach. We'll go ahead and check out the map. You can see the theme is so whimsical and colorful. I love it. I just thought that this was a super unique setup. I mean, this is one way to go about especially your villager homes. There are so many different ways that you can structure your villager neighborhoods, whether it's together or like this, super spread out. So each of these houses have their own little, I guess, quadrant of the island. Quadrant's not the right word, but they have their own little sections. They are separated by water, all of them. I mean, how cool is this? You go across several different bridges and everything to get to the different island buildings, be it the campsite or the villager homes themselves. Let's go and explore a little bit. Another cute little unique detail is that there is cliff right in front of resident services. I always think this is an interesting design choice, and I love it when it works out beautifully like this did. Here is one of the first island buildings. Look how colorful this is. Here we've got the museum, and then I believe Able Sisters was tucked a little bit behind resident services here. Yeah, here it is. I mean, gorgeous setup. It's very wide open, very navigable. You're not going to have a difficult time making your way around this island. It is so easy to go through. It's not very cramped. Look at this rainbow effect with the crops. How creative is this? I'm trying to go through pretty quickly since there are several islands I want to feature, but this is so cool too. This little mushroom forest on the beach. Here is the first villager home I've encountered. Very beautiful, a nice pink theme going on here. And then as you cross this bridge, you go into another color theme with another villager home. I think that this island is so aesthetically pleasing, and the layout is just super inspiring. 12 out of 10. In contrast to that first island, this island has very straight pathways. The way to go is very laid out from the beginning, from resident services. As you can see, it's a very straight way across the map. There are vertical and horizontal roads that kind of guide you through. It is a super easy to navigate map. And I know I said that about the last one, but this one is easily navigable in a different way. You literally have these straight up roads laid out for you super easily. You just follow them and they will guide you through everything that the island has to offer. I really admire when creators can make these very straight pathways work. I mean, this is so aesthetically pleasing and yet manages to have a super rigid structure that we don't, often see on islands, at least not the ones that I typically visit. And I think this is a beautiful example of those. Even though this creator opted to use custom design pathing instead of, the pathing from the game that would show up on the map, you can see, even with the map, how rigid this island structure is, how, straight the pathways are. You can see how easy it is to get around. This is a super, well laid out, well planned island. And even with that structure, you still get some creative natural flow. Like we see here with the campsite, I will show that to you on the map. Following this pathway here is an incline leading. This is so cute too. Look at this little mini campsite over here. So even though the island does lean towards, a very rigid structure, this area feels super natural. So I was going to say, theme does play a huge role in how you're going to set up your island, how your island layout is going to turn out, but it doesn't really limit the scope of your layout opportunities. You can make any sort of vibe work if you want it to. I'm getting back into the more natural, flowy pathway style here on this island. I mean, look at this terraform terraforming this structure. It is so beautiful, and what I really love about this island, I think, is how the houses and other island buildings are set up. So here is the map. You can see the waterscaping is really beautiful. We've got some interesting shapes going on here. You can kind of see how open this island is. There's plenty of space for pathing to go through. Again, we've got custom pathing, harder to envision on the map since you don't have, the actual pathing laid out before you, but you can see based on, where the empty spaces are, how the pathway lines through the island. What I appreciated about this island is how all of the, well, not all, most of the villager homes are at the very back of the island, which is super interesting to me, as well as the island shops even are way at the back here. So it leaves most of the front half of the island free for, whatever kind of terraforming you want to do, which is one way that we have this beautiful structure that I've been standing in. There's just a lot of free space for terraforming creativity. That's another thing that's really going to factor into how you want to do your island layout. Do you want all of your builds to be centered around an island building, a villager home, or do you want spaces like this, wide open spaces that you can terraform and decorate however you please? That's definitely going to be up to personal preference, but it is something you need to consider when you're trying to plan out your island, how you want it to be structured, freely or centered around the buildings. And I mean, these villager homes are so beautiful. I love the setup. I love how it feels very cozy, very neighborly out in the back of the island. And of course, aesthetic aside, you can also think about the practicality of having buildings very close together. It's easy to gift your villagers when their homes are so close together. It's easy to visit the shops when they're placed close together like this. There's just a lot that goes into how you are going to most enjoy your island, and I think you really need to focus on that, your goals for the island, as well as how you prefer to play the game. For this next island, I was absolutely enchanted by the neighborhood setup. All of these houses are so close together but layered on these very naturally terraformed cliffs. They are beautiful, and wait until you see the map so you can truly appreciate how close these houses are. They are such a nice little nook back here in the back right corner of the island. Let me show you. So here is the island map. You can see we've got a sort of mountain, I guess, of villager homes in this top right corner. All 10 of the houses are here. They're beautiful. It looks amazing on the map and when you're walking around the actual island. I love how creative this setup is, and we've got some very natural terraforming cutting through the middle of the island with these cliffs, the way the shops are set up behind resident services. Everything is just enchantingly beautiful, and I'm gonna take you over to where the inclines are in front of the resident representative home because that area looks super interesting to me. Side note, look how beautiful this little entrance area is. How gorgeous. The colors are so vivid at this time of day. And I love a good valley that you can walk through. I'm just finding my way over to the resident representative home. Here we are. How beautiful is this? Also the little beware of fairies sign. So cute. Well, we've got a sort of sunken pathway going on here, and then the home over to the very back of the island. Here we are. It's perched on a cliff up here with a good view of the back of the island, the coast back here, and even the secret beach. Just such a beautiful setup. I love how the inclines are used here on this island. So far, I've focused on how you can design your map based on your personal priorities, how you play, the theme, how you want to set up your villager homes. There is another way, and that is finding outside inspiration for the map itself. So this island, the map is actually, the island is called Konoha. I hope I'm saying that correctly, which I believe is the Hidden Leaf Village in Naruto. The map itself is actually based on the map of Konoha from Naruto. So it's literally like transplanting the design onto your Animal Crossing island. I think that's such a beautiful idea. You can take inspiration from pre-existing maps from any kind of fictional or even real life space and you can just make it your own here in Animal Crossing. It's a challenge to recreate something like this, but it's also serving as inspiration for the entire island. You know, you have a kind of game plan from the time you set out, which is always super helpful. And I think this map looks beautiful, even without that context, even without knowing that it is based on, you know, this fictional world. It is just a beautiful setup. I mean, look at this area around. Whose home is that? Toby's home. The pathing around there, gorgeous. We will walk around a bit just to explore. This is definitely a fuller island than some of the others we visited. Very, very full of designs, of items, everything, and it looks amazing. Here is the interesting shape you might have noticed on the map. I'm guessing another Naruto reference. I haven't seen Naruto in so long, I don't remember, but this is incredible. The dedication necessary to design something so beautiful is just beyond me. But here we have that beautiful pathing we saw on the map, which is used as water here when you actually see the area. It's very swampy, gardeny. Such a nice aesthetic going on here for Toby's home. I love this idea for layout because you also have, you know, so much inspiration for the island itself. There are so many Naruto references as you walk around, and it is just insanely impressive. I was originally planning on just featuring 5 different island layouts for this video. That was the plan. And then I got so many incredible submissions. I mean, could I have reasonably left out this island, this like natural sort of tropical rainforest slash just tropicore vibe? No, absolutely not. This is such a unique take on island layout. I love how everything is set up. Let me show you the map. I mean, come on, you know, you can see already just how beautiful this map is, how incredible the terraforming is for this island. I love to see it. I think waterscaping played a huge role here in island layout, and I love to see, you know, the concentration on the left side of the map, the focus on island buildings and shaping the island itself around those buildings, especially the villager homes. Here is that area of the map where you could see all of the villager homes. I mean, it's a pretty narrow pathway setup, and it looks so good. Just the framing for it, the water is beautiful, the flowers, everything feels so natural and pretty. It's such a paradise. This is kind of what, you know, you want to envision when you think about Animal Crossing New Horizons. The emphasis on the fact that this is an island, it's a tropical paradise situation. It is lovely, and we've even got, you know, this little like sitting area here. Absolutely stunning. I could walk around this island all day just enjoying the vibe, enjoying the aesthetic here, but I just wanted to show this off, how natural it is, but also, you know, it's got a lot of intention going on here. Again, you're going to want to think before you do a layout like this, how much terraforming you want to do personally, how, you know, easy you want your navigation to be on the island, and what kind of aesthetic you're going for overall. I mean, look at this area. I'm guessing this is Flora's home. Just based on all of the flamingo decor, this is beautiful. Another thing that you might want to consider for a layout is how you want your island map to look. I know that the general take is that maps aren't really important, you know, like obviously it's really cool to see the map and it's really satisfying when it's a pretty map, but you're usually going to focus on the island itself rather than what the map is going to look like when you're done. It just ends up being sort of a byproduct of finishing your island. That is not the case here. You are not ready to see this island map. Let me show you. I can say without lying that this is one of the coolest island maps I have ever seen, and yes, we're going to go look at the museum with all of these little inclines here. Incredible. This is so cool. Even the like gradient in the center around the museum, the way the like cliffs were built, so there's dark green and then light green surrounding it. My mind is boggled. Everything about this island is beautiful. It's like a picture of pixel art. Here is the museum area. As you can see, we've got double inclines up and then double inclines down to the museum. How creative is this? And I mean, the decor too is just beautiful here. The red and black and pink is so nice. This is also, I think, the only winter island we're visiting today, so really lovely to see. I mean, I just cannot fathom how much thought went into especially the pathing to create that effect on the map. Everything about this island impresses me. It is so gorgeous. I mean, look at this diagonal pathing. We've got this like cliff face lined with shrubs all the way to the back. It is beautiful. And of course, there's also an element of symmetry going on, which is so hard to achieve when, you know, the Animal Crossing map is so large. Creators like this are just incredibly talented. There are no other words. So if you're looking to try something a little different with your island priorities, maybe try making the map look absolutely stunning, incredible, blow people's minds with your island map. I think one of my personal favorite things about the map is the way the houses look kind of going down the side. It's so cool how they're set up. It's like little curly cues of path around them. Let me show you the map one more time so you don't forget it. See what I mean about the houses here? Just wow. I'm speechless. I feel like I'm just going to keep repeating myself. We need to leave. On one of the islands earlier, I mentioned how placing the villager homes mostly near the back of the island kind of left the majority of the land open to do whatever you want as a creator. This island creator has taken that idea to the max. Allow me to share this island map with you. We've got all but one of the island buildings on the beach. I always do this for the beginning of my island just to free up space for terraforming, but the fact that this creator has managed to design this island keeping, you know, all of these buildings on the beach wild, absolutely wild. And this is such a unique theme too. I wanted to share this because look at how much space there is. I mean, the whole island almost is covered with pathing, and there's decor everywhere. You know, each of these areas is decorated. So we're going to explore a little bit, but I just wanted to show you this because I think this is such a unique island. I have not seen another island where this is achieved, where, you know, it's mostly not centered on any island building. You know, the builds are completely 100% the prerogative of the creator. We've got a lot of Moroccan furniture here, the festival furniture that kind of matches the theme of the Moroccan stuff. I love these like rug designs on the ground. This is so creative. Even the way like walls are shaped here using the organs from the wedding collection, the castle items, everything is just set up and so alluring, you know? And this is really beautiful, this like natural little oasis area. Just such a nice aesthetic going on this island. It's so colorful and deserty, I guess. But there's just so much going on, and it's achievable because there aren't a ton of buildings in the way, taking up a lot of space. All of these builds can be very sprawling. They can take up as much space as the creator wanted because there's nothing in the way. So you've got all of this incredible decor, this super unique theme, and there's no building obstructing the view. I think this is a particularly effective thing to do if your theme doesn't really lend itself to the building colors. You can edit, of course, the villager homes if you have Happy Home Paradise and you've unlocked that ability, but you can't really change, you know, the museum, you can't change the shop colors. So this is an especially good idea if you'd like to avoid having to deal with that clashing colors that don't really work with your theme. A huge thank you to my channel members. You all are the coolest and best people around. That's all. Thank you so much for your support. And if you'd like to join, the link is in the description. And thank you too to all of the creators who were featured today. Thank you for sharing your islands, your maps with me. I appreciate you so much. If you, viewer, would like to visit any of these islands, you can find both the creator credit and dream addresses in the description below. My Joy-Con is on its last leg, so I'm gonna head out. But one last thing, if you'd like to submit your island for a future video, you can check out my Discord or my Instagram linked in the description, and I'd love to see your island. Thank you for watching. Bye!